Putin hails Trump energetic and sincere efforts to end Ukraine war. Rob, if you have that video there. And by the way, something very weird just came out from Hillary Clinton about Trump and Ukraine. But before I show you this clip, watch this right here. This is Putin. Go for it.
Tonight, on the eve of their high-stakes summit in Alaska, Russian President Vladimir Putin trying to lay the groundwork, heaping praise on President Trump. Putin saying the current American administration is making quite energetic and sincere efforts to stop the hostilities, stop the crisis, and reach agreements that are of interest to all parties involved in this conflict. Putin saying Trump wants to create long-term conditions for peace, both between our countries and in Europe and in the world. But the Russian leader saying he has other goals from this meeting that go beyond the war in Ukraine, that he wants to discuss nuclear arms control. The Kremlin saying trade and economic cooperation will also be on the agenda. Trump today not ruling out those conversations, but saying his focus is on ending the war.
I think that President Putin would like to see a deal. I think if I weren't president, he would take over all of Ukraine. But I am president, and he's not going to mess around with me.
But Ukrainian President Zelensky, who won't be in the room, says Putin is bluffing. And today, Trump admitting he thinks there's a 25% chance this summit will fail. But if it doesn't, Trump says he wants to quickly bring Putin and Zelensky together for another meeting, even saying Zelensky could join them.
Oh, that's where it ended.
Okay, sounds good. So when you're seeing this 25% chance, Zelensky saying he's bluffing, Putin's coming in, he's saying, hey, Trump seems very energetic about wanting to make a deal. And then Trump makes a promise. And he told Zelensky and allies that he won't discuss territory divisions with Putin this week, and that he agreed that only Ukraine can negotiate territorial concessions this week. So, Tom, your thoughts on this story here?
Well, first of all, this is the right body language from Putin. Because if you take a look at the Trump wins on tariffs and other things around the world, clearly Trump's gaining momentum. And Putin knows this. Putin pays attention to this. He says, Vinny, when you take a look at something like that, you can clearly see that Putin is not agreeing to anything, but he's saying, I think it's very sincere, very energetic what he's doing. And then they go on to talk about territory, where Trump talked to the European leaders and said, hey, only Ukraine can be at the table for the final word on negotiating its territory. And Trump is telling Zelensky, hey, we're not going to discuss territory division with Putin this week. However, then we find out, it comes out the other way, that says Russia and the United States had discussed a model independently like the West Bank. Now, you have to remember what happened with the West Bank and what happened with Sinai Peninsula. When Egypt came across the canal and the Suez Canal and attacked Israel from the southwest, after Israel pushed them back, they actually pushed them all the way back into the canal and back over, and then they took it and they told the UN, we're not leaving. We don't trust these guys. And so we want this permanent buffer, and we're taking their damn land, and we're making a permanent buffer between us and Egypt. Deal with it. And that's and so now the U.S. and Russia are talking about, well, what if there's kind of like this zone? And by the way, there's no weapons and supposedly there's no militarized people in the zone. There are the Egyptian side of the zone and the Israeli side of the zone. And if you really want to know about this, you can go read the book Getting DS, and that's a great book, and it's got the case study on how they negotiated this, which is very interesting. That this is exactly what the U.S. and Russia are talking about. Maybe we make a permanent buffer here, like the DMZ in Korea. Now, some people are going to be jumping all over me right here. No, Russia took their land, and now they're just trying to get it back. Well, look, we got to solve this thing somewhere. And, they made this Ukraine did a huge drone attack last night on the eve of them all trying to get together. So one of the things
you have that video, by the way, of the drone attack? There was a couple of them. While you're, Tom, you're saying that, Rob, if you can pull it up.
So I recap. Point one, it appears that good body language from Putin, whether you agree with him or not agree with him about the attacks and everything. Second, I think Trump's really behind the scenes trying to negotiate something, and the fact that the West Bank or the Sinai or even Korea DMZ comes up says maybe we create a buffer that ends up working for everybody, may not like it. And then lastly, we haven't seen Zelensky. It doesn't look like Zelensky's going to show up. It looks like this is truly going to be Trump and Putin.
So the question here, is that it, Rob? That's one of the ones that was reported on. And so...
No, this is the automated airplane.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, so the
weird.
drones they've built... By the way, we were talking about this the other day with Ukraine. Ukraine produces, I believe the number was I don't know what the number was. It could have been 1,000 drones a day. Rob, can you check how many drones Ukraine was producing
And they were
a day?
like $500
For
a drone, something like that.
$500, they were blowing up $5 million equipment.
That's an
What
ROI
they were
right
doing,
there.
just so you know that, what they were doing. But who in here is, yeah, that's right there. You see it? So they do, wow, that's unbelievable.
Wow.
4 million drones this year, 200,000 drones a month, and 6,700 drones a day is what they're producing. A day is what they're producing. So you simply put a bomb on it, send it to a bunch of different locations. So a smaller country, lesser, not inferior weapons, they're being a bigger pest to the enemy. That's a bigger behemoth with a ton of nuclear weapons that they have there. The question I got for you guys is this. Putin's saying the following. It seems like Trump is energetic and sincere about wanting to do a Ukraine deal. Okay. So Zelensky says, I think he's bluffing. Okay. Trump says 75% chance, boom, 25% chance it's a bad meeting. I'm going to do the whole thing myself. Who here needs who the most, and who is just fake actor? Nothing's going to get done. That's the question. Adam.
You're asking who needs who the most?
Who wants this thing to be done the most? U.S., Putin, or Zelensky?
I think Trump wants this thing to be done. He's the one who said that he'll get this done before he's even taken office. Day one. So, look.
Who doesn't want it to get done?
Zelensky.
Everyone thinks it's Zelensky. I think it's Putin because Putin has the opportunity to stop this today. He clearly does not want to stop this. It's shocking to me that people are so anti-Zelensky. So let's compartmentalize. Is it Zelensky someone that we enjoy, that we like, that we want to hang out with, that we even want to back up? No. But who's actually the enemy? It's Putin. So, you had the great interview with Andrew Bustamante yesterday. He was basically saying it's really a great return on investment to keep our enemies preoccupied. The reason that we're not over there having boots on the ground, whether it's in Ukraine, whether it's in Gaza, whether it's potentially in China, is let them do the dirty work. And it's basically saying, I don't want to go to the restaurant. I don't want to have to go pick up the food. DoorDash that thing. Uber Eats that thing. Ukraine is our Uber Eats. We want to deal with Russia. We want to deal with their propaganda. We want to deal with their warfare. Let Ukraine deal with it. Everyone used to be mad how Bernie Sanders is like, the millionaires. And then it turned into the billionaires. News for you. If it doesn't start with a T, with a trillion, and it starts with an M, million, it's really not that big of a deal when you're giving people money. In my opinion, Putin wants to keep this war going. Zelensky's trying to just stay in power. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And Trump wants to make a deal. Final point. He said in a press briefing with journalists, he said, I'll know within 2 minutes if we have a deal. Did you hear him say that? And a reporter goes, well, how do you know that? He goes, excuse me. This is what I do. I make deals. This is what I do. I think there's a 1% chance of anything good happening. Trump laid the groundwork of 25% chance it will fail. I think it's a 99% chance that nothing happens from this. We'll see.
Well, question though.
Go ahead, play the clip.
Yeah.
Meeting with Vladimir Putin, and at the end of that meeting, probably in the first 2 minutes, I'll know exactly whether or not a deal can be made.
How do you know?
Because that's what I do.
Hello?
Deals.
I mean, it's so true. If you want to know what Trump is, this is what I do.
So
I make
so
deals.
you're saying 99% chance nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
My opinion is different. Vinny, where are you at?
Well, Adam, when you say that they're our enemy, we're not at war with Russia. They're not our enemy. They're our adversary. I think China's a way bigger enemy.
Are we at war with China?
No, not a shooting a gun war.
Okay,
but
so
when
there's
it comes to
different types of wars.
COVID and buying land and doing all
I agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
There's different types of wars.
Oh yeah, 100%. But with Russia,
You think we're just peaceful and friends
not
with Russia?
Not peaceful, but we've been poking the bear with them since the 90s. We told them,
But it
stop
works both ways.
No, I understand that. But when it comes to this situation, especially with this meeting, I think Trump is an alpha, huge alpha. So is Putin. They're going to be in a room, hopefully, with Zelensky. He's not even a beta, bro. He's not. He can't compare to these two. And then when you have all the war hawks, I'm hoping the Lindsey Grahams and all the defense contracting people probably weren't in his ear, which I'm pretty sure they're talking to him. And like Zelensky, there's no money if you just piece it up and we just stop right now. If you bow down, we're all going to lose money. You're going to lose your position and you'll look weak. Okay? My hopes are that it happens, but the way that Zelensky is, Pat, with the attitude and coming in the White House, that type of attitude comes from people in your ear saying, hey, go in there and be a freaking tough guy. He's not a tough guy. He's an actor.
Who can I ask you a
Who do
question?
to Pat's question, who do you think needs it more?
Trump, Adam nailed it. Trump he said he was going to do it. He's a little bit delayed, but I think Zelensky. Listen, because you know what it is? Hundreds of thousands of people are dying. And guess what? With the drones aside, who he thinks who's lost more soldiers? Ukraine. Ukraine has, and they're running up to them and putting them in vans.
Yeah.
So to me, this is how I see it, and we can get to the next story, is a guy at the level of Putin or Trump, they don't waste 7 hours of their day going somewhere that they don't want to do anything, and that's a one-way flight. On the way back, it's another 7 hours. For Trump, how long is the flight time for Putin, Rob?
That's a good question.
Where
I'll find
Putin
out.
was going through
What
it.
do you mean? Russia is right next to Alaska. Sarah Palin can see Russia from her house. It's not that far.
What I'm saying to you is neither one of
Moscow
them.
is 9 time zones wide from the Pacific.
So what I'm saying to you is this is not going to be a meeting where guys are trying to, waste their time going to a meeting like this. That's one. They're not going to do it. So there's a reason why they're doing this. There's not a waste of time. So there you go, 8 hours and 20 minutes to Alaska. So you got, Putin's got 17 hours of flight time. Trump's got 14 hours of flight time. Neither one of them are doing this for the hell of it because they need more publicity and they want to get cameras there.
Sure.
The world knows them. They don't need another million followers or 100,000 followers or 50 million views. They don't need that. But to me, in this case, I think the way Zelensky and NATO did it, so NATO is telling Zelensky, we have your back. He goes and meets with Starmer. He goes and meets with Macron is speaking on his behalf. Macron comes out and says, Trump agreed only Ukraine can negotiate territorial concessions. Macron says. So Macron is now speaking on behalf of Zelensky, speak there. So, which means NATO is not for a deal at all. NATO is trying to tell Zelensky, you don't have to give nothing. We have your back. That's what NATO is saying. And Trump in this section, where he can throw a complete wrench inside the whole thing and is capable of doing that, is, really? You guys all teamed up against me, NATO? Really, that's what you want to do? No problem. The country that gives the most money, I'm agreeing to have Putin, Russia be a part of NATO. Go ahead and play that game. So I think Trump is showing this hand, which is 3 cards. Trump's got 2 cards that he's like, nobody knows what those 2 cards are, including Hexet. No one knows it. And all of a sudden, he's going to drop it. It's like that moment when Trump is standing next to Netanyahu. And he says, yeah, we're excited about Gaza. We're going to take over Gaza. We're going to make, and then Netanyahu looks at him like,
what?
Well, we didn't speak about this.
Yeah.
You didn't agree to this here. So I think that's the surprise element of Trump that's coming here soon.
Yeah.
What he's going to say, who knows? But in this case, I think Putin needs this deal the most. I do think Trump wants it for different reasons.
Legacy.
But I think Putin, honestly, if you think about it, Putin's been publicly humiliated. Zelensky's not been humiliated. Zelensky's been turned into a hero. Putin's been publicly humiliated because everybody thought within 30 days the war is going to be done and Putin's going to get what he wants, and that's not been the case.
Yes.
You're right.
So it's a bit of a black eye in front of on that black guy. It's a little bit of a black eye.
Nothing wrong with
in
black
front of
guys,
his
no.
audience of what happened, and it's to the point right now where Hillary Clinton chimes in, and this is what she said. She admits she would nominate Trump for Nobel Peace Prize.
Whoa.
She
if
would?
he helps end the war in Ukraine.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton admits is this it, Rob?
Does she say that?
Let's see it.
It's a deep
If
fake.
President Trump were the architect of that, I'd nominate him for a
Wow,
Nobel Peace
that's
Prize.
respect.
We are.
Okay, so
That's
there
it. That's where it
there
ends
you
right
go.
there.
So
That's what
I mean,
Jessica
the-
Tarlov from
and the
Fox
reason why
News.
Hillary Clinton's saying it the way she did, you know why she's saying it as confident as she did? Because she knows something that there's no way it's going to happen, or else she would never say that.
Right.
You think she's involved in the conversations with NATO and Zelensky? You think she's involved with all the Democrat establishment talking to each other on what they're going to be telling Zelensky? You think the insider establishments told her exactly how the conversations went? Of course. I think Hillary Clinton just gave away her cards in that statement. And the cards are, over my dead body, this war's going to end. And because I know the war's not going to end because I'm involved in it on the inside with some relationships, guess what? I'm willing to say publicly that I would nominate him to a Nobel Peace Prize because she knows she never will. If she does, it'll be the first time in her life that she shows a sign of nobility, which is great. But I think that was her having too much information that she indirectly told the world that I kind of know a little bit more than you small-time people out there that you are doing podcasts and shows and mainstream and all this other. You guys are not on the inside. You guys are just, what's the word? You guys are just peasants. You guys are just masses. I know what's going on because I'm on the inside of the conversation.
Do you think that she's such a psychopath, self-dealing person that she would rather see the war go on in Russia and Ukraine than see Donald Trump, her bitter rival, Hillary Clinton, receive the Nobel Peace Prize? Do you think she's that
Diabolical?
just diabolical?
It's
knowing what we know about her.
Are you really asking a question? Like, what kind of a question is that? I mean, you're talking about a person that in 2016, do you know what happened to her? She said, "Happy birthday, future president," to herself.
Well, that's just an egomaniac, right?
No,
she thought she was going to win. Yeah, but that's different from being diabolical.
Oh, I know. This woman is on a whole different level. No, never underestimate the power of
There she is.
This is Hillary Clinton.
I know we want to move on.
You know how highly she thinks of herself?
Oh, no
This
doubt.
is a week before the election. She wished herself a happy birthday, and then she lost. You think she's ever going to forget this stage?
No.
She's not going to forget this.
But,
Brutal.
I mean, listen, every politician is a narcissist in some capacity.
at this
Not like that.
Guys, I'm with you. By the way, just side note, what percentage of the stories we hear about Hillary, she did this, do you think are actually true? 10, 20, 50,
Let me put
100?
it to you this way. If 25% is true,
Yeah.
it's bad. If 5% is true, it's bad.
It's like when we had Gianni Russo here, it's like, what?
Yeah.
You slept
If
with
you're
Madonna, you
10%,
did this. It's like,
yeah.
if half the stories
That's
you say are
right.
true, you're the man.
So, yeah,
So she's that big of a psychopath. I don't know, but we'll see.
every once in a while we get new things that come up for summer. Summer hats are here. And I want to show you this with these summer hats that we have. They're not that many. We didn't order hundreds of them. This is very limited supply for someone. We're just simply testing it out. The first one is the splat print. If you look at it, it's pretty sick. Can you change the pictures on that, Rob? There's not that many of these. We're simply ordering these to see how you like it, and then we may do a bigger supply. It's a new Future Looks Bright design on the back of it. It's actually pretty sick on the bottom as well. Then this next one, the black one, is not going to last, although I think these two are going to be competing. Look at this one here, by the way, with the front logo. Real cool on the way this black one looks, with the orange on the bottom. The Future Looks Bright on the back. And last but not least, it's the white one with gold. Future Looks Bright on the back, on the bottom, and an American flag and Valuetainment. It's just, Vinny, this one looks sick. Absolutely. Look at how this one looks. This one looks absolutely sick.
I'm going to keep this one.
And so they're out now. Again, go place an order. When you do place an order, a gift comes with it as well for the first 100 people that placed the order. But those are the new hats that came in on Valuetainment. Summertime, go represent Future Looks Bright gear. They just came out this week. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.